Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank especially Professor Kasia Katarzyna Zobary, who support me almost all the time, because I usually didn't have time, but thank you so much. And of course, I would like to thank you to invite me to this international project, which is really important. It is opportunity for me to introduce my point of view about cybersecurity from a systematic perspective. My speech will consist of a few parts, which means introduction, system, structure, a few regulation, European Union regulation, and armed conflicts and cyberspace, and contemporary media, and of course conclusion. So first of all, I would like to tell you that cyber threats have no borders, and of course they are unpredictable, which means that it is really important who is responsible for security, who is feel to responsible for security. I would like to tell you that all of you are responsible for security. Not government, politics, and non-governmental, but everyone. So this is my point of view, and I think that during my whole speech I will repeat this all the time. So. Threats in cyberspace brings huge losses in all important area of human life. So in this case, we should be aware that security is at risk. And this is why we should think of cybersecurity as a whole system. Let me start by saying that safety is everyone's responsibility. In my opinion, systems should be perceived as holistic, complex, structural, contextual, technological, functional, effective. And what is more, they should also be phenomenon of strategy, of synergy, which means that combined activities bring more benefits than individual activities. So the structure of the cybersecurity system should consist of management subsystems and executive subsystems. These subsystems will support the operational and logistic sectors. The operational sectors consist of defense and protection department, and the support sector consists of the social and economic department. The management systems is strategic, and it is responsible for, first of all, monitoring cyber incidents, preventing the occurrence of cyber incidents, improving cooperation between European Union and NATO, of course, countries. The implementation of the above mentioned task is possible thanks to appropriate legal, financial, planning, organizational, and technical conductions. Therefore, the first step that the European Union took was to introduce in 2016 the Directive of the Security of Network and Information System. This document was the basic for the operational of many important enterprises. The sharp increase in cyber attacks and incidents in Europe led to introduce of the next directive in 2022, which expand next group of experience. So when I do a lot of analysis, and when I will analyzing various armed conflicts, it should be emphasized that in addition to start activities propaganda, information and media activities were also used. So, in my opinion, disinformation, propaganda, it is the most dangerous during whole our life, not only conflict, but in our life. So, because everything depends on information, because we decided and it could be a wrong or good consequences. What should I add? That the participant of the conflicts, it is not only soldiers. It is, of course, the politicians who usually provoke the war. The soldiers take part in this war, and of course, media. And of course, after the Vietnam War, the government decide that it is really necessary to control the information in media. During this war, this Vietnam War, media could feel free, and they had access to all information. So they used this information like they wanted to use it. But after that, everything was changing. Media had to be treated as a partner, but under specific rules. Of course, the role of the media brought many success to the American government. They effectively influenced the opinion of Americans and create an appropriately direct image. And after that, it was possible to gain a goal and, of course, influence on public opinion. So they use a lot of different means of communication. They use almost everything what was possible. It was the radio, television, printed materials, internet, mass media, posters, leaflets, and of course national flags. But what is important? The important is that all information was controlled. And I was thinking about this situation, so I give one question. What is important, true information or manipulated information? And of course, the main goal of media, it is to provide reliable information, but it was possible or not. So journalists try to provide reliable information, but the restriction was really hard. So I can give you a few examples that it was true. That first of all, 3,000 people from all over the world volunteered to cover the war live, but only 600 journalists were given access to the information, but only 500 of them were Americans. And what is more, journalists assigned the military units. They have a limitation of freedom of action. They were controlled by not only by government, but they were controlled by journalists as well. And they decided what they publish or they not. So despite this restriction, journalists often risking their lives try to get to the front line. So my conclusion is that nobody wanted independent journalists. So it wasn't the business for, I think, nobody. So second example, it is the war against ISIS. ISIS is an extensive and very well functioning propaganda unit. When I was studying this example, I was a little bit surprised how they are effectiveness in their activities and how their strategy has. So they have a few objectives. conscious or unconscious beliefs in the ideas being propagated. ISIS conducts propaganda activities in cyberspace almost all the time. They use a high level of technology. And of course, they search recruitment to this organization. And of course, they had a lot of succeed. And they use a lot of strict methods, but they was effectively. Messages in the, one of them, it was messages in form of photo, a video based on various social media, including, of course, Facebook, Twitter, all of them. And of course, they use highest quality and technology. Of course, second method, it was coordination and conduct of criminal and propaganda activities online. Everything was happening online. So, persuading people to come and play the role of lone wolves. So we can observe, fortunately in Poland, we don't have a lot of activity. I can say that we don't have any activities with lone wolves, but for instance, in the United States, they have a lot of this kind of activities, and a lot of people died. Even in schools, so they have really big problem with this. And of course, social networking sites were also used for their own activities, and they create faction profiles, and context was soldier. They try to convince people to join to this organization. And of course, it is era to wash the money. So they conducting financial activities through cryptocurrency, and now financial this organization is easier than before. So what is conclusion? I started to my point of view that we have to think about cybersecurity in whole issue, which means that not only law, not only procedures, not only army, policy, and government is important. Very important is every people, because every person, because we are responsible for security, and we have to have awareness of cyber threats in cyberspace, because everything depends on our knowledge and on our activities. So we have to cooperate, we have to exchange our experience, and after that we can say, of course, international and internal or external, and after that we can say that we try to fight about our safe. So I think that I can finish for this sentence. Thank you so much.